I'm bored. I need new anime to watch. This one looks good. Let me see. Hey, what's good guys? This is Doran here. Today let's talk about Bakemonogatari, or well, the Monogatari series as a whole. So the Monogatari series is a compelling and phenomenal masterpiece animated by none other than Studio Shaft, who are also responsible for Madoka Magica and Nisekoi. Now, a lot of you all may not have heard about this anime, but let me tell you that you are missing out. I have seen this show over a dozen times throughout the years, and it still stands out till this day, with a new season coming out soon. Not to mention the fact that this anime is, well, one you may have already seen in memes already, because there are quite a few scenes from this anime that are famous for being notorious and also a bit unhinged or freaky, but the good kind of those terms. Regardless though, this is a very old anime, and that is important because the art style and animation in this show were ahead of their time. It's literally better than Demon Slayer, which came out 10 years later. So the Monogatari series is about Kaomi Araragi, who is a typical yet eccentric teenager on the surface who spends his entire day alone. Kaomi ends up meeting new characters who just so happen to be female, and the plot takes off. Sounds quite generic, doesn't it? Here's the funny bit though. It actually takes this idea and executes it really well. This is a common pattern in anime series to include attractive female characters around the main characters, so the viewers who also just so happen to be males stay engaged with the show. However, the Monogatari series actually does this really well indeed, and the art on its characters is unlike any other. Well, maybe except some niche Studio Shaft shows and some shows from other studios you may have never heard about, but regardless, Araragi, our main character, finds himself meeting the intimidating Senjugahara Hitagi and Hanekawa Tsubasa, who because of meeting Araragi have their lives changed. Araragi also helps these characters out, and we see the characters engage in really compelling dialogue. Yes, this is the charm of this anime, the dialogue. The dialogue is more dramatic and suspenseful than any drama you will ever see. It's these dynamics between these characters that get really deep, meaningful, philosophical, and introspective that makes the show go on. Even when after a season of this anime ends, it only makes sense for there to be another one. The Monogatari series has 3 seasons now and 12 different installments altogether. This gives you a lot of content to consume. That also isn't too much because it's relatively short, with a lot of these installments having 4 episodes max, and the longest one having 26 at max. One thing I will say though is that this anime has constant text that you may want to keep track of. It's not necessary though, and it's mainly just compulsion a lot of people have to read this text. To put it in simple terms though, we see flashes of Araragi's thoughts in scenes, and they only appear for split seconds. Yes, before disappearing, poof, just like that. So yeah, that's also a meme about this meme. But yeah, if you can put aside that though, you have yourself a masterpiece of a show that also has very well designed girls. Because well, let's be fair, a lot of anime nowadays have pretty decent looking girls. Ironically enough, even when they get labeled mid or mediocre, they still tend to be quite attractive. However, Monogatari really does have quite attractive girls in its cast, from Senjugahara Hitagi to Hanekawa to the adult Shinobu. Yeah, even if you don't see the anime itself, you can just look at the designs themselves and they're quite tempting. Also, let me talk about the best part. This show has unskippable openings. They're just that good. The endings too, but sadly not many people today care about endings these days, so let's talk about the openings. Yes, this is the anime which is famous for having this opening that spawned from it. The funny thing is that it has over 10 million views on YouTube now, which is more than a lot of other shows you may be familiar with. So why is it that this anime was not watched as much, despite the fact that pretty much everyone in the anime community acknowledges its greatness? Well, my dear viewers, the reason for that is that in the earlier years of the anime community, a lot of you watchers were still accustomed to watching anime in dub. Now, yeah, it's chastised upon, but yeah. And they were accustomed to watching it in dub and weren't really as adjusted to subtitles. In fact, the only reason watching anime with the subtitles became so common in choice became such a common choice in the first place is because, well, there were not enough dubbings of the later episodes in the ongoing series that became popular, such as Code Geass or One Piece. So fans were too curious and could not wait, so Japanese online fandubbers took advantage of this opportunity. However, it was more of a passion-driven ambition than an endeavor to make billions. At least that's what it looks like to me. Another sign of this is, what makes this obvious is the fact that subtitles were low in quality, so yeah, it was not a serious job, with frequent mistranslations on top of that, so that was pretty much obvious at that point. Thus, the lack of subtitles for the series and the only existing ones being so poor in quality made the Monogatari series, everyone's beloved series, take so long to be noticed by the anime community and the general public itself. So yeah, here's my opinion on the Monogatari series, a tale unlike any other, filled with suspense, violence, drama, romance, tragedy, betrayal, endeavor, risk, epiphany, and so many other themes that if I were to go on, I could be here for hours. So, thanks guys for watching, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe because I want to try and hit at least 1k or ideally 10k by the end of next year. With that out of the way, this was Doran. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be signing out. Bye!